2 locations, Lauderdale by the Sea and the new spot on Las Olas.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the creme clam sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Yes, coming to you, well, from, I think it's one of the coolest spots in South Florida and Fort Lauderdale right now. And I'm not talking about cool, like hip and trendy, although it is that, but we've got a beautiful breeze whipping along this canal here in downtown Fort Lauderdale. We're at Even Keel Fish and Oyster, their newest location at 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard. Our friends Dave and Brad have opened a second location after their huge smashing success at the original Lauderdale by the Sea, where we usually hang out during the daytime. But we decided we were going to catch some happy hour vibes, Mike,
yes,
Lubie,
sir.
Lubitz. And look at me. I'm feeling like vacation vibes. We're doing our second show of a certain day, Tuesday, but it also might be Thursday because we're going to be re-airing this at our usual time on Thursday. And it's never too early to get the jump on a big holiday weekend coming up. And I've got my pina colada here. The wind is blowing so much, it's blowing my umbrella right out of here. But look at this beautiful drink. Beautiful. Got a rum floater on it. It's got some dehydrated pineapple. It's got one of those fancy cherries. And I'm sipping and just going to sit back and kick back for a little bit before my 8-hour drive to Tallahassee.
It's not 8 hours. It's like 6 hours. People probably stop more than I would stop. I'm sort of a lunatic on those long drives. But you'll be fine. And Defoe's wrong. You're not going to have to get used to it because after her freshman year, you're probably not going to be visiting her very much. So she needs to get used to that drive, and I'm sure she will. It becomes not a problem once you are a South Florida resident going to Florida State, and she will have a blast. You'll have a good time.
The problem, as is typically the
And
case,
I congratulate her once again.
is Orlando. Orlando is just a pain in my butt because
Traffic.
the traffic now in and around that, whatever you call that Mickey Mouse town, it used to be you
the
would
I-4 corridor is what they call it.
Yeah, and I'm not going on I-4. I'm going straight up the turnpike. But now even the turnpike has become like a clogged mess around their happy hour, rush hours. I wish it was happy hour. Yeah. But yeah, their rush hours. Like I got snagged in 2 major jams on the way back down last month from when we spent a couple of days there doing the college tour. And it was just miserable. It turned what should have been a 6-hour drive, a 6.5-hour drive.
Yes, that's why it was 8 hours.
Into 8. And then we had to take refuge at that beautiful Texas Roadhouse in Port St. Lucie and managed to regain our sanity with some of those beautiful steaks.
Again, what I'll tell you as a tip, as someone who made that drive 5 or 6 times a year, I used to come home a lot, even though I was in Tallahassee. So a lot for me down here as well as a lot up there. I would leave early morning. And if you do it right, you'll actually time it out where you'll miss all the traffics. Because when you get around the Jacksonville, like you're not all the way east.
I'm not going to Jacksonville.
You're not all the way east, but you still get traffic in the northern Florida. You'll get traffic around Orlando, and you get traffic out around West Palm. If you can time it out where you leave early in the morning,
right, miss all
both ways,
rush hours.
You'll miss all of them. So if you leave 6 o'clock in the morning,
like anything
you will miss
else,
it every way.
Practice will make perfect. And again, congratulations to my beautiful daughter. She is officially now an alumna.
Yes.
A singular of a female. Are you familiar with the Latin?
I never understood what alumnus versus alumna was.
So Latin declensions, which is how words end. Declension. This is our grammar lesson of the day.
Spanish they do it with
and Russian they have declensions. They're really that'll make your brain hurt. But so alumni is the plural. So the whole class that just graduated from her school are alumni now. Okay. A single female is an alumna. It ends in A. Plural female graduates are alumnae, A-E.
no one's ever saying that.
And then males are alumnus,
Okay.
and then alumni is also both
Plural.
male and
What is
that-
alum?
Alum is for the people who identify as they.
Shut up. Alum is a word, and it's not modern.
It's an abbreviation.
Yeah,
It just covers all the bases.
Yeah, you know.
Isn't this fascinating?
This is what they're looking for at happy hour.
I am
So
feeling
we
pretty
leave us to our own
happy.
devices. It is actually, the weather's great right here.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I
may
hope the
never
wind
leave.
is not blowing through our microphones too badly because it is whipping
No,
pretty good here. I'm
it's
actually
nice.
getting a wind chill.
I'm enjoying
It's nice
it.
to feel
Thank
that
goodness.
again in these sultry days of
Oof.
early, well, it's actually late
been
spring,
rough.
but it feels like summer. It's supposed to be rainy season, but
We
really we
that
haven't
in
had
like 2
any
months.
yet. And I'm a little scared.
It's freaking me out. We haven't had rain for like 2
Given the
plus
way
months.
that it usually rains and floods in my neighborhood,
Yep.
I could definitely use, I don't know,
Yep.
you know what? I don't want to use any more insurance checks or insurance
Well,
money.
my pool could use it. I don't know about insurance purposes. My pool could use it, but
My lawn could use it.
we're here for happy hour for a reason.
Yes, we're at
because-
Even Keel. And look at the man himself, Dave McLennan, usually camera shy. It's usually Brad who hogs all the camera time. But today we gave Brad the day off, and we've got Dave Mack in town, and he is bringing out some of the beautiful items here. Come on, take a seat, get on the headset, and look at this.
Oh,
Oh,
is
he's
that your
got the
pate?
crab grilled cheese for you, too. I think
No,
Shirley
that's
can
not the
have
crab
that.
good cheese.
Is that? Oh, no, that's the
your
chicken
pate.
liver. That's my liver.
Your pate, yeah.
I don't know what I'm
You
talking
just
about.
brought out their
Welcome
amazing
back
bread.
to the
Here
show,
we go.
Dave. It's
Here
been
we
a
go.
while since we've had you
Yeah, it's been a couple
gracing
months.
our cameras, but
Yeah.
how's it been going?
Good, man. Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a fun little location.
I was just saying, this is the coolest spot in town, not just
Yeah.
because it's cool and hip and trendy, but because there's
Right
breeze.
now it's amazing.
I know. Even when it's hot out, we still have a really great intercoastal breeze here.
That's
being on the
that's
water.
fantastic.
yeah, no, and this is something
Shaded,
that people
after-
don't be scared to come
Yeah.
out in the outdoors in the summertime because right here,
No, this is fantastic.
you got it made in the shade, and we've got
Well,
happy hour
literally,
going on.
literally
Yeah.
at about 2:00 every day. This is completely shaded.
That's
The
fantastic.
sun's moving
Perfect for happy
fast.
hour.
So
Whoever
it's,
scouted out this location did their homework. I don't think it would be Brad. You seem more like the
More
one that
Dave
would be
Moore,
like
yeah.
studying the angles of the
yeah,
sun.
actually, Mario, our partner here from
Yep.
Canyon, he found it together with me, and we
Oh,
looked
great.
for it, and we just
I
thought it was a great opportunity. We have two great neighborhoods in
Yeah, the
Lauderdale by the
locations.
Sea and then Las Olas, so it doesn't really get much better
Can't
than that.
beat it.
Yeah.
And I hope that people can find their way down the stairs. I know
Yeah.
some of the local vagrants have been finding it. But
I thought they were with you today. I was
Yeah, he's like, is he with you? I'm like, no.
restrooms are for customer use
maybe-
only, people.
maybe
This is
easier-
one of those restaurant etiquette tips.
Maybe
If you're
it's
going to
your
come
key
in and use the facilities, at least get a Coke from
Yeah,
the bar,
dime.
slap down a
Exactly.
$5
Grab a
bill,
cocktail, happy
and
hour.
just a little something to the house.
Oh,
But
it's amazing that they can find us for that, right?
yeah, but
But
you know,
it is a little hidden spot.
you should feel
it's
honored
over.
that he chose you of
Yeah.
all the gin joints in town. All right, so what do we got going on here?
Yeah.
You guys have had a great happy hour that we've been singing the praises
Yeah.
forever, and you hit us with a couple of things here, and including something that's not on the weekday happy hour, but
Right.
is on the
On
weekend
brunch.
brunch, and
Yeah.
you're going to be having. Tell us about this location.
Yeah.
Doesn't usually do brunch, but now
As
you're
it
We
starting.
do, yeah. So we're we do brunch on Saturdays and Sundays
Oh, you
here.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is back. It's not a weekday lunch yet,
Correct.
or during off season.
We opened with lunch after April. We
Cut it back.
moved to
Dialed
dinner
it
only
back.
for the
Yeah,
season.
right.
It is. I mean, it's obviously like we were talking about. The space is a little bit. It's a little bit hidden. It's a little bit wonky. So we're
Yeah.
we want people
You'll
to kind
give
of
people
start getting
time.
familiar with it here, and only in due time. Just like everything else, so we've had to build it. So
Yep.
Um,
Build it. They'll come. They'll eventually get here. I know everybody who I've sent here has been really impressed with all
Yeah.
the menu items. And again, you've
it's fun
basically
space.
replicated the
Well, it's a
same
fantastic
concept
space.
Yeah.
as what you got going at Lauderdale
Yeah.
by the Sea. And it's just with a couple of it's just the same
Tweaks.
vibe, same but it's got that downtown feeling here. And don't be deterred because there's plenty of parking,
There's lots
surface
of parking.
lots. There's
We do. We have
meters on the side streets
We
here.
have a
I
lot
found. Yeah.
attached to the building.
Yep.
Which is great.
All
Definitely
good.
pay for it, but
Yeah.
it's Las Olas, right?
Yeah.
That's it. All right, so take us through. Let's
Yeah.
start with the brunch. And
So
again,
brunch,
you're going to
yeah.
be having some entertainment this
We
weekend.
do.
with
So
the-
we've got the last Sunday of every month. We do kind of a big DJ blowout brunch. That's going to coming up here for Memorial Day weekend.
holiday
which is fun.
weekend. Yep.
Great DJ.
Any thought of having brunch service on a holiday, like on Memorial Day or some of the other Monday holidays?
Yeah,
or-
we've done that in the past. In Lauderdale by the Sea, we we didn't plan accordingly, I guess this year down here at least. Just
You'll give them the day off on Monday. Yeah.
Not sure the volume. We'll be open for dinner like normal
Nice.
on Monday, but on the Lauderdale by the Sea, it'll be the same regular operating hours on Monday as well. Still all you can eat mussels that day. So
Nice.
Oh, right. Muscle Madness,
Yep.
they call it on Monday.
You are
Muscle
doing
Madness.
not only the happy hour, but you're still doing the $2 oysters
Yep.
on Tuesday.
All
On
day,
Tuesdays.
all
Yeah.
day Tuesdays, and
Yeah.
those are some of the premium oysters. I was looking
Yeah.
at the menu board.
Yeah.
You got a couple of beauties up there from
Yeah. brought
Nova
you guys
Scotia
some,
and look
So we
like
have,
Massachusetts.
I have a great relationship with Island Creek directly, so we
cool.
actually order directly from them. So
Nice.
they represent, I know they probably have 30 different varieties that they have that they source from PEI all the way down to
Very
through
nice.
Massachusetts.
And I understand. Well, we might be talking a lot about oysters in the upcoming months.
Yeah.
We're not quite ready to let the cat out of the bag yet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just suffice to say that we've got some
Yeah,
things
it's bubbling.
plans in the
brewing
works.
You
or
guys are-
shucking.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's the lovely Val. Hello, Val. She is off to the side there,
There we
enjoying the
go.
breeze.
She's got the breeze through her hair.
Yeah, and we've got all right. So shrimp and grits
Yep.
is on your brunch menu, and I
Yep.
got a nice
Fantastic.
poached egg on top,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
And I'm gonna just break that poached egg and
Do
get
it.
some runny yolk all throughout
There
there,
we
and just
go.
mix it up, and then we're gonna have Lubie take a bite.
I'll get plates.
Excellent shrimp and grits. What's the
Yeah.
biggest brunch sellers and items that you got?
The lobster Benedict's really popular, and then the chicken and biscuits is probably those two are our most popular items.
Nice.
And then we do we call it our fisherman's breakfast, so it's like your 2-egg bacon potato dish that we add a crab cake to. So those are
Nice.
seafood
That's good.
play on the fisherman's breakfast part. And then we have over here we started doing this shrimp and grits this past weekend over here, so kind of like a Creole.
Oh, really? This
Yeah.
is like a
Yeah,
new
I've
item.
had it
New
from
item,
grits, but I
yeah.
don't remember it
Yeah.
having eggs in it.
I'm
That's
gonna,
an interesting.
well, it gives it a
No,
brunch
it's cool.
punch.
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's a
go in on
different-
this side, Louie,
Yeah,
and
I'm not default.
Yeah.
don't mean
It's a
to.
different
Like some-
touch. I like that.
Yeah, it's got all the flavor.
all the
going.
flavors of yeah. So
You
we use
using the
Anson
Benton
Mills.
ham, the Benton's bacon.
Yeah, Benton's bacon. We've got Anson Mills grits, which is a
Mhm.
chef-driven mill, I guess you would call it, in South Carolina.
Mhm.
They ship direct to chefs, and it's kind of cool working with them as well because it's not if you buy polenta or something from Roland or whatever, whoever else, it's on the shelf for God knows how long, right? So
Mhm.
when you call them, they mill twice
This
a week.
is wow. So
Yeah.
you're getting
So
freshly milled
They mill
grits.
what you order. It's not.
Oh, wow.
It's not waiting for you.
I don't know about
Pretty
you, Lubie, but I can taste the difference. That's
It's just,
Yeah, and a little cheddar. We do white cheddar in that too.
the
It's-
flavors are fantastic.
Yeah.
no, it's got a whole medley of stuff
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. There's a
there.
lot going on in there.
Got the shrimp,
Yeah.
got the nice fresh herbs,
Yeah.
some
That's
of the
fantastic.
Spice.
bacon, spice. Yeah, that is definitely a party for the brunch
Yeah.
crowd. And then of course now we got some of the classic happy
Grilled
hour.
oysters,
items.
Yep.
Yep.
And then our chicken liver pate, which is always a favorite. It's kind of like we try to do a lot of stuff that's kind of classical. I guess you would call it like New York, Boston seafood house stuff.
Mhm.
So like the pate just kind of seems to be one of those that I thought would be a great addition to our menu in both locations. Or it's just an
I don't know
old
if I've
school
had
dish.
it. I know
Oh,
you
and it's
like
got
it.
like
I don't think
do
I've
you
had
like
it.
brulee
Brulee
it?
it,
Use
yeah,
a torch
yeah.
on top.
Yeah, a little
You see
sugar
that? It's like
brulee.
a creme
Yeah,
brulee.
yeah.
Only instead of like egg yolk custard underneath it, it's got ground
chicken
up
liver.
whipped chicken liver.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And-
it's equal parts chicken liver and butter. So that's where it's.
I'm gonna
Go for it.
I'm gonna insist that Lubie's gonna take some
I'll
of this
try
on
it
the
for sure,
Texas
yeah.
toast. Let
I'm
me
down.
get. I'll cut this up in a minute. And what you have like a marmalade?
That's a
on
little
this?
mango jam that we're doing right now, season
Ooh.
cheese. So we changed that with the seasons as well too. So for most of the fall and winter, we were doing apple, and we switch it up to mango now that they're local. And
Look at this, folks. This is like some. All right, some people might get turned off
And then
by
you put the
chicken
jam on
pate.
top of it?
Yeah, because it
Little-
cuts the
little-
fat
I'm not
a little
against it.
bit.
I'm just curious.
yeah, a little
You
sweetness
get
to
the
it.
sweet. Here, I'm gonna give this to you if
Oh,
you don't
I
mind
would.
my
Yeah.
grubby little
I-
fingers. I swear, I just washed my hands before coming over here.
You
Let
guys
you
are
take the
family.
first bite. Yeah, we are family.
Was that fun?
Yeah, it's
It's
again.
buttery.
fantastic.
I love you call it like what, a brioche or Texas toast?
Yeah, it's
or-
actually it is a brioche Texas toast. So that's it's
Look
the
at
same.
that. I nailed that.
You nailed
it.
Lubie. That's why I'm a
Yeah,
critic.
you've done,
I was an
you've done this
award-winning
before.
critic. I didn't
Maybe
leave-
not Mr. Mango, but the mango jam is a really nice touch.
Yeah, gives it a little acidity, a little something that's a little tropical
It's
too.
an extra flavor too.
Sweetness.
I like the little bit of sweetness.
Yeah.
I'm usually
It's
not a
overwhelming.
mango fan. Let me ask you this,
not
Dave
overwhelming.
McLennan,
Yeah.
accomplished chef who's worked all over the world. We were having a discussion earlier this week on the show with Carlos Frias,
Yeah.
2-time James Beard Award-winning writer,
Yeah.
former food editor of the Miami Herald. Not that I'm jealous or anything.
You say it every time.
Seething with jealousy. But we would talk. He's one of these guys. He has a pizza oven at home, and he likes to play around with it. And he does put pineapple on pizza. And I
He's
asked,
laughing,
and
so
he,
that-
you know, he defends it to the hilt. And I respect
I have
his
no problem with
opinion,
it.
no matter how warped and just perverse it is. But I was asking, like, how come nobody has spun it off down here in Florida to use some tropical fruits on a
a good
pizza,
idea,
like
actually.
a mango?
Yeah, or
And I
star
was saying,
fruit.
has anybody ever used a star fruit or a mango on a pizza?
I've never seen it. You might be onto something though.
See?
I'm surprised like the old mango
Wish
game
tried it.
guys never.
And
never
that's
did
what
that.
we would
Brought
exactly
up
what
the
we
mango
said.
thing.
We would think that, and
They
then
put it on everything else.
Carlos's, I guess, theory was that people have experimented with
doesn't
drugs
work.
and mangoes and pizza dough, and that just nothing tasted good.
But
So
pineapple
it
works.
has never made
Pineapple
it.
randomly
Now,
works.
I don't know why pineapple should work in the same concept. I would
it
think
is
that you could do
a,
something with the mango.
People are polar on that. They're either yes
Oh,
or
yeah, I
no.
know.
Yeah,
You know what? My daughter loves it. I've
I don't have a
learned.
problem with it. I don't order it, but
My in-laws love it. My wife loves it. If it's there, I will eat it. I would never order it.
yeah.
I love my daughter. I'm very proud of her. She just graduated high school, getting ready to go to Florida State. But the two things that I'm on the verge of disowning her, she does like pineapple on pizza, and she puts ketchup on hot dogs.
Ooh.
And
Yeah, you gotta go mustard there.
And he's from
That's-
like freaking Brooklyn.
from
Like,
Brooklyn.
it's like
Yeah.
it's her mother's
sacrilege.
side, because they're from Ohio,
They're
and God, they
Midwestern.
do all kinds of weird things with their food.
There's not much I like
Yeah,
ketchup
Brad's
on.
the Ohio guy. You're the
I grew
local.
up here, yeah.
Yeah. Did I ever ask you about Skyline Chili? And what have you had it?
I
Do you
have,
like
I
it?
grew up on it. Yeah, we all did. That was that was a thing. Me and my friends from high school would always
Yeah,
go
we have
there.
one here.
I love the
We
stuff.
had a few here.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
I
right.
digress. All right, this chicken liver pate
It's very nice.
Yeah.
with the mango
The mango's nice.
spread is beautiful. We've got the happy hour oysters. Usually every day happy hour is both locations 4 to 7.
4 to
Monday
7.
through
That's
Friday,
always
right?
that's always a select oyster. So it's whatever one we decide for the day on the regular happy hour. But then on Tuesdays, that's all the oysters
day.
all day. Yeah.
Also on Tuesdays you can get what, $2 Narragansett beer, or is that
Yep.
just at the other?
High Lifes, $2 High Lifes, $2 Shane
have that
Bombs.
here?
Yep.
They allow that
nice.
on Los Olas. They don't
Yeah.
throw you off the boulevard.
No,
Exactly.
surprisingly, we actually sell a fair amount of High Lifes.
Really?
I
Yeah.
presume. I mean, are you kidding me? Get a $2 drink
$2 anything
on Las Olas?
on anything.
And why not? It's the
Parking
champagne of
is-
beers, as
yeah,
everybody
it's
knows.
more than that.
Val loves champagne. I might buy her a High Life and
There
say,
you go.
enjoy
This is
this
the champagne
champagne.
of
That's
beer.
that's why we started doing it. It's like oysters and champagne are the best. High
Yeah,
Life's
yeah, yeah.
actually my favorite beer personally.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a buddy of mine.
aside from if I'm gonna drink like a Bud Light, Miller Lite type domestic beer, it's High Life all the way. I like the bubbles.
That's interesting. It was
Yeah.
the first beer I got drunk on in an alleyway of Brooklyn in my neighborhood. Maybe 13 or 14.
That's how many you have to have now.
Turned me off the taste of the champagne of beers for life. But I tell you what, when I am eating like raw clams or oysters, there's something about just like
Yeah, it works.
a can of Budweiser or some like basic
Yeah,
light
yeah,
lager American
exactly.
beer that's
Like it
just
works.
It just works.
clean and
It just
crisp.
works, yeah.
So there we go. We're in agreement on that. We also have the
These are
this is the
fantastic.
don't call them fritters, they're beignets.
Beignets.
right?
These are the things that our Mike Mayo approved as. He's not a huge conch fritter fan,
Yeah,
but he is a conch
it's-
beignet fan.
yeah. So it's a different dough.
It's
We use-
lighter.
Yep.
We
You
use
can
the
actually
traditional.
taste the conch,
Yeah, we
which
do
is a big negative for
And
Mr.
if you
Mike
put
Mayo.
pickled onions on anything, I
Yeah,
love it.
there
I
you
got
go.
some pickled
and
onions.
remoulade. We do it's called a patachoux dough. So it's much lighter, not so dense. as a-
Patachoux. Do you know how to spell that? Is that
I do. Patechous.
wow?
So is it
Okay.
like a New Orleans kind of a thing?
It's
Is
a
it
French.
a Cajun
Yeah,
thing?
it's a French. Like the Gruyere. What are they
Yeah,
called?
yeah,
Gruyere,
Gruyere, yeah.
with the Gruyere cheese inside them. The French like cheese puffs, basically.
Ooh.
It's the same base dough
Yeah, it
as
feels
that.
like it.
Very nice.
So you
It's
don't have that.
great.
Normally like the
Not heavy.
comforters. Yeah, they're just like dense. They're like rocks.
Yep.
So like
This
hush
is
puppies.
not that
Yeah, this is much lighter, so you don't feel like you're
fantastic.
eating a rock.
I am. I'm. Again, not usually the biggest fritter or beignet fan, but it is on the lighter side here.
Yeah.
And it's available on the happy hour menu.
Just for the
The oysters are drowning now.
Oh, no. Okay, we better.
So
Stuff
that's
goes
Steve's
down.
cue. Eat the oysters.
The oysters
Mayo.
should have started there. The cold stuff.
Yeah, the
That's what-
big tactical error on my part. I apologize.
I promise he'll
That's
get
the
through
one
it.
thing
We
about
know-
Florida.
yeah.
It won't stop. It won't
Yeah,
stop.
look at
going
this
on
deep
like
cup
Mayo.
one. Do you know which one this is?
Yeah,
This,
that one's. I got them labeled there. It looks like those are probably the
Here we go.
sweet necks, maybe.
These are
Sweet
exactly
necks.
right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
win.
Yeah,
Sweet
you
neck
win.
is. I don't think I've had these, but I do love
those
the
are out of Martha's
very-
Vineyard.
Wow, they look very,
Yeah.
very deep and briny, and the liquor is right on top, which of
Yep.
course is the juice of the
They make
shucked
their own
oyster.
mignonette. They make their own hot
we
sauce here.
Do a little tarragon mignonette.
Mm.
Um,
I just put a drop of that mignonette on.
yeah, that's all you need. A little pepper, a little zing.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, we got to save these drowning puppies
Yeah,
here.
don't let them die
You know, the problem is in this, summertime.
in this
the,
economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
That's
this one I'm just
another
going.
show.
This one I'm just going on. Yeah, right with the hot sauce, but
Yeah.
all good. $2 oysters all day and night here on Tuesdays, and if you're seeing this on Thursday, we'll just come on in this
But
afternoon.
every day from
Yeah.
4 to 7.
4 to
right?
7.
Yep.
And
Still got some $2 oysters for you.
Mm.
So I
You
think we
guys-
got those are the main oysters I think from Mookie Blue that you grabbed, and looks like Lubie might have got the
Riptide,
riptides.
yeah.
Riptide.
Mookie
those are-
Blues was that like a Mookie? Oh, because let me guess.
I don't know the story of that one. Maybe
I'm
you
gonna
can
guess it was a
educate
Red
me.
Sox fan
And
who
Mookie
was
Betts.
heartbroken when Mookie
Oh,
Wilson's
Mookie Betts.
grounder
Yeah.
dribbled
Mookie
through
Wilson.
Bill Buckner's
That's
legs in
true.
the '86 series.
Maybe.
That actually makes a lot of
I'm
sense.
making this up as I go along,
That makes a lot of sense.
but knowing people in New England
Yeah, they don't let things
and
go.
how long their memories last, even though the Red Sox have won several World Series since then,
Yeah,
I would think the Mookie Blues probably is named
Could
in
be it.
honor of
they're
New
from
York
Maine.
Met.
Those are Maine, so they could be.
That
be
actually
Red
makes
Sox
a
fans
lot
still.
of sense.
Could be. I'm going with it.
There's nowhere,
We
no other team for them really up there. So
You know what I learned
This
as
was
an
fantastic.
ex-journalist, especially now being an ex-journalist, never let the facts stand in the way of a
Exactly.
good story. So.
Yeah.
that's it.
Hey, let's take our first break, and we'll come back with Dave McLennan here at Even Keel, Las Olas, 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard, just down the flight of stairs. They got beautiful signage up here now, and so you could definitely not miss it, and
Yeah.
you don't want to miss all the great stuff.
Well,
going
don't let
on
the
here.
heat around South Florida fool you. It is fantastic here.
Yeah,
This is
perfect.
such a great location.
Yeah.
Like there's shade
There's
everywhere.
something about
Inside,
being on the
great
water.
outside.
You get that breeze no matter what. Yeah.
This feels amazing.
Yeah. Hey, and before we go to break, I do want to put in the kind word for our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah.
And
Burger month's going on. They do a great burger here.
they're wrapping up the Burger Month. 954 Burger Month was going on all month long, and all the events are over with now. The big, party that they had this last Sunday with Burger Beast, Seth Gonzalez over at Gilbert's 17th Street Grill, our friends, where we're going to be doing a show next
week.
Thursday on the 30th of May. But it's still not too late to sample some of the great burgers around town. All you got to do is go on to the burger heat map that they have on the 954burgermonth.com website, and you can find some great burgers out there, featured burgers to celebrate America's favorite. I don't know if you call it a sandwich, but it's definitely an American classic.
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend, a lot of burgers are going to be
Yes.
Americana.
consumed, and you guys do a
Yeah,
great one for
fantastic.
those
We
who
do.
don't love the
Yeah.
not all not everybody can eat the seafood,
Yeah.
and
Like my mom.
yeah, and so I bet
That's why we put it on there.
there you
It's
go.
for-
Yeah, just describe your burger because I've had it and I love it.
do a
It's
great,
Yes,
like,
we
smash
do
burger.
we do a double patty burger. We have a great partnership with Sunshine Provisions. They
Like
do-
Saperstein, and he made the cut. The 5 finalists in the Sun Sentinels running that best burger competition now. Our
Cool,
friends at
Burger
Gilbert's
Lab.
are on there, and
City.
along with Charm City Burger Company, which
Yep.
is the restaurant that Mike and Evan run from Sunshine Provisions. They
Yep.
own that,
Yeah.
but they give you the good meat blends here.
Right.
Yeah,
We went to their old burger lab and had them do a little custom blend for us.
Yep.
It's kind of dry aged a little bit.
yeah, they have great
double
products.
patty.
Yep.
We do Benton's bacon, which is the double smoked out of Tennessee, and again one of those purveyors that does two things: hams and bacon. Love working with guys like that.
hmm
We call it our fancy sauce, so it's
You whip
A
up a
little
little, yeah, it's
mayo
like
and ketchup, a little
Mhm.
nod to Step Brothers.
right.
We add pickles and horseradish to it, so that's
Yeah, kind of
Makes it
like
even fancier.
a sauce that you might see on a Le Big Mac
exactly.
or something. But
exactly.
that's great. And
That's
then
it.
the cheese
And
you
then
got on
white
there.
cheddar.
Yeah, and It is the best hangover cure in the world.
It's a
I can
great
attest
burger.
to that.
Yeah,
It's a
it really
really
is.
good
Yeah.
burger, smash burger, but not overcooked. Beautiful stuff. Again, go online, 954burgermonth.com, vlfoodwine.com. There's going to be more great events coming up in coming months. Keep an eye and ear out for that. But also, it's not too early to get your tickets for next year's grand tasting at the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Going to be on the beach here, A1A in Las Olas. You guys
are always involved.
they're always involved.
Oh,
That
I forgot to
fish
get my
tea,
soup.
Yeah.
Forgot to get my soup. Every time there's always some kind of a soup dish they come
I
up
don't
with that's
know
great
if
that you've never had.
soup is seasonally appropriate at this point, but it's always
I'll
appropriate
always
here
eat
because
soup.
it's
Yeah.
delicious.
Here
We've
in
been
Even
doing a
Keel.
crab bisque, but we're going to switch it up, I think, soon.
Corn and
Cold.
crab bisque was
Cold,
great
yeah.
before. The fish tea was
that last year's event.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we
Cold.
had the award-winning
Yeah,
one
the
in
one
that
we won, yeah.
previous year when it was 45 degrees.
Yeah.
And we had the brilliant
Coconut
idea.
curry.
The coconut
We got lucky
curry,
that year with the
Oh
weather.
my
little
God, that
lobster,
was
spiny lobster.
ridiculous.
Oh, I still remember the flavor of that. It was so beautiful.
45
beautifully
degrees and everybody
balanced.
else has ceviche and we got hot soup. So.
VLFoodWine.com. Get your early bird tickets now. They're reasonably priced. That's the early bird discount. So go on there. And, we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox from Even Keel Las Olas after these words.
All right.
From a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar. A great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. Hey, it's Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all. Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, Even Keel Fish Shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and daily fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have daily happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. Best restaurants in South Florida? Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner, reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. If you're looking for an exquisite sushi experience, Kaizen Sushi Bar and Grill in Fort Lauderdale is the place to go. 5640 North Federal Highway, just north of Commercial Boulevard. Chef owner Hui Lam, he's a sushi savant, slicing and serving pristine fish and seafood flown in directly from Japan and around the world. Nigiri, sashimi, special rolls, and omakase dinners. He's ruined me from going anywhere else. It's that good. Open 7 days for dinner and also for lunch. Even if you're not a sushi fan, they have great cooked options, including steaks, chops, rice and noodles, and other Japanese dishes. It's fantastic. For reservations and information, go to kaizenflorida.com. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo the Lunchbox sent you.
Back on the Lunchbox, people are scurrying to and fro. They're like, people, I guess, are camera shy. I don't know. I'm enjoying the pate, shrimp and grits, the beautiful oysters on the half shell for $2 every happy hour. Dave McLennan's back. I'm sipping my fruity pre-vacation cocktail. I'm actually going to be gone and away for 6 days. Have you ever had to drive to Tallahassee, Dave?
I have many times. I went to school in University of Florida.
Oh, okay.
So I did that drive to Gainesville a lot, and then all my friends couldn't get into the University of Florida back then, so they were at FSU. So you know who you are out there.
Yeah, like
One of them.
Lubie was one of them.
I
But no,
went
it's
to
a very
FSU.
fine. Look, they've gotten a lot more
You can't
competitive.
you can't get into either one. They're both great
You and
schools.
Val are both kind of Gator.
She's a Gator. Gator
she
grad.
spent some time up there
Yeah, I love
in
the town.
Gainesville,
It's a fun town.
and just because they're a little bit. Well, I'm not going to insult the guy who.
Writes the checks.
Yeah, that's who I was going to say. Makes some
Makes the
wonderful
food.
food.
Makes the food, actually. Yeah, that's even more
Don't
important.
bite the hand that feeds
That
you, Mike.
literally
It's,
don't know what
feeds you.
happens.
it's my
Yeah,
nature.
exactly.
That's what the scorpion said to the frog. It's my nature.
I'm curious. Lubie said he wasn't a sour sop fan or a Guanabana fan, and we got
What do you got there?
new version of our Pablo's Blondes
Pablo's
mojito.
Blonde.
Oh,
Sour sop.
nice.
So we do,
sour sop is one of those
Guanabana.
tropical fruits, right? That's good stuff.
If you say it right, it's Guanabana. A lot of people say
Guayabana. Yeah.
Guanabana.
Isn't that a shirt that I wear? Oh, that's
It's
This
a
is
restaurant.
fantastic. See, I love the Pablo Blonde, whatever fruit they use, it's very light and refreshing. Like,
Yeah,
it just feels like that. That's why I love the watermelon. This actually, the Guanabana actually brings that as
Wow,
well.
look
Yeah.
at you, Lubie, with the pronunciation.
I think it's
Very
big in Dominican Republic. My
Yeah.
wife would
Yeah, it's
pull me
Caribbean,
over if
very
I
Caribbean.
didn't say that right.
It's got a nice, the sour sop itself has a nice like floral aspect too, and it's actually, it's nice balance between like the fruit sweetness and you still have a fair amount of tartness, which is good for balancing anything, and especially in a cocktail.
Is that a tequila-based drink or what's it?
Rum. So Papa
It's a
Pilar.
rum. Oh,
Yeah.
Papa Pilar's rum.
Yeah. So a true. We make it a real true Florida cocktail now at
Another
the.
tropical treat.
Yeah.
So again, Even Keel, 1111 East Los Olas Boulevard. The original, not technically not the original, but I've just
At this
totally
point.
flushed that first edition totally out of my memory banks because the
Can't
one
do
that the one that's on the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard is like
It's perfect.
the perfect beach vibe setting
Perfect.
where
Yeah.
you're just right down the block if you want to spend a day catching some rays and going into the ocean, and then you kind of just walk down the block in your flip flops and shorts and just kind of have yourself a nice casual lunch, but with the elevated food that you guys put a twist, and that's one of the things that you pride yourselves on, right? It's just
we like to do simple food, but just done well with good ingredients. That's why we work with all these artisan producers and great oyster producers and the bakery for from the coffee all the way down. So
you reminded me of something because this week I went to a great
dinner, and it's a place that, in terms of their aesthetic and their vibe, is very similar to
It
you
feels
guys.
like you guys.
Up in Boynton Beach, about 45 miles north of here, but it's a place called Driftwood.
Yeah.
Chef named Jimmy Everett, who's worked at some of the best restaurants
Yeah, great,
in New York. He
great
worked
resume.
at Maria and 11 Madison Park, and really interesting background. And he has his own place that he runs with his wife. But they had this dinner this week it was basically called Locals Only.
Yeah.
And it was trying to kind of drum up some of his local guests, have them come in, but also spotlighting all the local purveyors that he features on his menu. And he's a guy like you that loves to support local farms. There's a Kai Farm, which is up in, I don't know if you use any of their products.
I don't currently know, but I'm familiar with them.
I sat with 2 sets of farmers last night, and I told them how I'm a plant murderer. If you leave me with a plant for a week, it'll be dead.
Yeah.
But these are small farmers, and it was really fascinating hearing their stories. Lovely couple, Carl and Diane from Kai, which is about a 40-acre farm in Loxahatchee, and then the other farm was Holman Family Farm, and it was a couple named the Holmans.
Yeah.
And they all have, specialty greens, watermelon radishes, all these things that were featured on these plates. And in the case of like the watermelon radish, things that were picked the previous day, and potatoes that were picked out of the ground, and they made fresh potato chips that went with a dish. It was like a spuma with mackerel and house cured mullet roll, which is
Batarga.
But it's actually Florida mullet that Jimmy smokes himself.
Yeah.
And I just thought of you guys because it's all those little touches that you do. But it was just so cool because one of the things that was featured was Florida oysters, and this woman that I met, her name is Nicolette. She was a marine biologist, and during the pandemic, she lost a job, and she then just started cultivating oysters in this little patch of it's not the ocean, it's the intracoastal, and she leases land from the state. I think it's also like 7 acres. And it's called Treasure Coast Shellfish. And it was fascinating because I was saying, well, in the summertime, doesn't it get too hot, the water temperature? And she was explaining to me about how their techniques, their filtration, they have something that's called the floating cages, that kind of the cages are at the top of the water surface, so it's getting aerated and cooling temperatures and the intracoastal. And so you're familiar with the product, right?
We've used them, and there's another one called IROC, Indian River Oyster Company, and they're both like surprisingly for the conception that you might have of Florida oysters, they're fantastic.
This one is out of Sebastian, like just off the
you want to know the
Sebastian
difference.
Inlet.
Like that's what's crazy about it.
We were blown away because we did a show up
a couple
at
weeks ago.
Driftwood 2 weeks ago, and he served these oysters, with a little bit of a dressing, some toppings. But again, the way the cup, it was a deep shell, and the brininess. I said, "Oh, these are from the Pacific Northwest, right? These are like coochies." They're like, "No, this is from Sebastian Inlet." It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
There's actually good shellfish there. There's clams up there that are great too.
But Nicolette was saying is that we've got to change the narrative. And again, I'm guilty of this as a food writer
100%.
snob. I was like, oh, in the summertime, I don't want to touch a Florida oyster.
Doesn't have an R,
and I will eat oysters year round, but only if they're from
the cold
PEI or Nova Scotia or Maine. But what she was telling me, and again, Gulf oysters.
It's the
Gulf is, that's brackish warm water. But this stuff,
shallow and hot.
Shallow, swift currents, and cooler temperatures in the intracoastal. And she was just saying the way their techniques and the filtration is completely safe.
That's crazy.
And she wants people to start, being aware that.
Well, you should. I mean, that's the whole thing too, right? It's like if it's, you want to focus on local things that are good and for the right reasons, right? So if it's not a good oyster, it's not a good oyster.
No, but this was a tremendous oyster.
No, it was fantastic.
It had me fooled.
I couldn't tell the difference.
And at this dinner last night, she does 2 varieties, and one is a much bigger one. It's kind of like a giant oyster, and in a big shell. and they
That
kind
was
of
from Florida too.
chop. Yeah, it's from the
That's
same
crazy.
beds,
They
the
all from the
same.
same-
And
wow.
Sebastian, she's the oysters. They have these little seeds, they call them. It's
Yeah.
these little mini things,
Yeah.
and they have hundreds of thousands of them. And it takes you saying about
2 years, about 2 years, 2 to 3 years to get
to
an oyster.
fully mature.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's a long, labor-intensive process, which is
I
why.
think the petite ones are probably closer to 2 years, and then you get to like the 3-inch or larger. Usually, I think it's closer to.
And I
pushing
know
3
a
at
lot
that
of
point.
people are bristling now about the price of oysters, not during happy hour
Well, not
so
here
much,
on
but
Tuesday.
some places you go now and there's
Yeah.
Trust
$4 oysters or even $5 from the West Coast.
I mean, it is what it is too, right? Like it's
There's a reason
There's
it's that
nothing,
price.
nothing's cheap anymore. Everything costs more. And,
Yeah.
I mean, even you talking about 5 years ago, we were able to get
Yeah.
oysters for under $1. Like
you could sell them for $1.
They cost me more than $1 now. So it's
Right.
like, how do you? A 50-cent or $1 oysters? Like, no, I don't know where you're getting those anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when you
don't
see
exist.
the amount of labor and the amount of
Oh,
time
yeah.
it takes to cultivate these
Yeah.
things, and they are a delicacy, but the bottom line is they were delicious, and I wish her nothing but the best of luck, and I hope that we're going to see more of her product around on local menus soon. I know guys like you and Brad will definitely support local.
Yep.
Yeah, they're big on
And
that.
it's something that it was a really neat event last night. It was cool to talk to some of these farmers, these people who are working the land, and there's definitely challenges in every industry now, but there's something to be said for food that's so
Wild
fresh,
times.
that's picked by hand,
No, that's huge.
and ends up on
It's
your
not
plate
easy to
the
find.
next day. So.
Yeah, and you hope that people appreciate, and that's the challenge of, like, you talk about changing the narrative. It's good things cost more. You want to buy a fancier car,
and
it's
it's
more if you want good
healthier
quality
for you.
food.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
poison your body with all the stuff.
I mean, that's literally this is food is medicine. So
Yep.
we've been we've been poisoned as a country for a long time.
Yeah.
Very long.
So much processed food, and then so much of the stuff that's factory farmed or whether it's livestock, poultry, produce.
I
there
could
is
talk for hours about that stuff.
Oh yeah, but what I was talking about with
like a
Carl
chicken
and
being
Diane,
3 times bigger than what they used to. In 60 days.
Yeah,
like,
It doesn't happen naturally. We talk about it at Costco.
they're literally walking breath.
It's not
call them
natural.
Chernobyl chickens that you get at Costco. Like they're
crazy.
not.
There's a reason it's that big.
But no, and then what the discussion I was having last night is like it's sad because 80% of the people out there probably just they don't care what they put in their body. They just kind of shovel in anything as long as it's plentiful and
Price
reasonable. And I say I'd rather pay a little more and get the better quality and healthier things.
We feel it as an industry too, where it's like the price of everything's going up. We have to pass it along. There's just no other way to do it.
Yeah.
It's always blown my mind through my entire career how people can ever say. I don't know how you could ever say anything is expensive on a menu, no matter what it is. Whether
There's a reason it's that price.
Yeah, even if you're going to a steakhouse and it's very expensive, they have tremendous costs that are associated with it, and it's not. It's just when you go to. If you go to Tocado, it is what it is, right? Like you're getting very high quality stuff.
But it's a balancing act because people
Correct.
only have so much money to spend, and
That's
especially
fine,
if they have
go
other
or not go.
bills.
Yeah.
So,
don't get lobster.
That's the thing.
well, for some
Come for
people it
$2
means,
oyster.
and I'm the guy that I'd rather have the really good meal only maybe twice a week out instead of going out to eat every day and then eat some.
Something
spaghetti
that's worth it.
at home.
We
and
try
save
to
my
do
pennies.
stuff that's that allows it to be approachable no matter what. So 'cause, we want people to be able to come out.
And that's why
2-3
happy
times a
hours
week.
exist because
Exactly.
it allows
Gives
people
you a
to
taste,
sample more
lets
things.
you understand what's there,
at
and
reasonable
going
prices.
forward.
If you want to get a mega tower with oysters and shrimp and lobster,
You have
and
it.
stone crab, caviar, we make it available to you. If you want to come get a burger, you could still have a reasonably priced meal, and
all good.
I spend more on cocktails than anything else. That's my problem.
Yeah, but that is the. Sometimes that's the problem, but it's again medicine.
Half and half.
Sometimes it's an answer.
Yeah. Hey, we got to do more business. We got to take another break.
Yes.
2 breaks actually. Before we do that, I want to put in the kind word about our friends at Tropical Acres Steakhouse. 75 years. It's a local icon, 2500 Griffin Road. You know me. I love going there for their beautiful steaks, the prime rib that can't be beat. And, this time of year, they do have a twin lobster special. Do you ever do live lobsters here? Or,
So I started doing some chilled ones right now.
Okay.
On the weekend. So we just, we get a select few in for the weekends for the raw bar now that stone
That's
crab
good.
season is over. So we'll cook a few whole live lobsters and then
Always
break them
good.
down. And
Summertime means
Yeah.
lobster
Yep,
to me. There's
yep.
nothing that's I just I associate it with some great memories of my school years up in Boston and Maine, where I had a girlfriend at one point. But Tropical Acres, they bring in these lobsters, and every Monday through Friday you get 2 of them with salad and a side dish for $39. Go in there.
Deal.
Again, they're going to be open for Father's Day if you want to go in there for treat that to a
Steak
special
day.
Father's Day steak or prime rib. Just give me a call at 954-989-2500. They're the masters of hospitality. We love the Studio Alley family. They do great things over there. So go to Tropical Acres. Go online, tropicalacres.com, for all their upcoming events and other news. And tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
We are here at Even Keel Fish and Oyster, the
Las
brother
Olas.
/ sister to Even Keel Fish Shack, Lighthouse Point. We are in Las Olas. This location is
Lauderdale by the
fantastic.
Sea, not
We are in Las Olas. They are in Lauderdale by the Sea. Both locations are great. But
Yeah.
this, as the heat has been coming, you wouldn't know here.
Yeah.
Shade everywhere. Inside's great, but outside, fantastic. Come check out.
It's got a European vibe.
It
Yeah.
feels very
Venice of
year-round.
America, right here, folks.
And you have the intercoastal, the water
No, it's
right by
a
us.
canal. It's an
It's a
offshoot.
canal off the. Yeah, but
We've got a little
from the
dock
waters.
too. If you have a dinghy, you can't get under that fixed
Yeah.
bridge, but
You got
your flats boat will get in.
It is happy hour till 7 o'clock and $2 oysters all day. So come check out Even Keel Las Olas and check out more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox after this.
Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally, and they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studio Alley family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova, or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets, they've got eggs Benedict, they've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. We're back on our happy hour edition. Even Keel, Las Olas. You guys, I don't know if anybody out there comes to Las Olas, downtown Fort Lauderdale. I assume it's still the major boulevard for tourists and locals alike. And this place is opened up in, what is it, December?
Late December.
So it's 6 months.
Opening.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, 6 months. That's
Yeah,
great.
not even. Yeah.
Right? Kind of in the beginning part of season, but you hit the ground running, though. I mean,
No, it's great. I mean, it's obviously it's the time of year. It's a good time to be open.
And you have a veteran crew. I mean, Chris Wilbur, longtime chef partner at the original Canyon, and Mario, they knew what they're doing.
Yeah.
So you got in with some good, quality veteran people. And it showed from the first moment. I've been in here several times for dinner, paying my own way.
I believe you. I come in for brunch. I mean, they do a great job.
Charge that guy double.
And and everybody I bring in here, man, do I love the clams carbonara dish.
Everybody goes nuts over that. It's so funny.
It's such a crowd-pleasing dish, and because it's just simple and beautiful with the Benton's
exactly.
bacon and the the
We
clam.
have to
It's
put
just,
our little twist on everything, right? So
it's a beautiful dish. I urge everybody to come here and check it out, whether it's happy hour, brunch, or the dinner menu, and it's there really is something for everyone. They even have chicken for those who are looking for something.
Good job with
that's
it. Yep. We got the roasted chicken last time. Brad did a whole thing with it. It was fantastic.
it's beautiful stuff. I wanted to ask, I guess now, do people realize your background, or do they even know who Dean James Max was?
I think so. I mean, if you do a lot of check in on stuff and you're following the history of things, obviously Dean's been around a long time, and
that crew at 3030 Ocean, it's incredible what all of you guys
all
have gone on to do, and
I know
opening up your own places and just the quality of food. Pushkar Marath up in
he's killing it up there. Yeah,
and he's opening new places.
Jeremy and Stubborn Seed, Neven's done a great job. Paula, and Adrian's back there as well. So we all worked around the same time with Dean.
Did Niven work there too?
Yeah.
Who owns and operates Ghee? Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Lubie with his late arriving
fish sandwich.
The Mahi sandwich. Look at that. Perfectly
I know it's not
seasoned.
happy hour, but summer, you made me. You've taught me summer means fish, and it does feel like
I'm supposed
fish.
to be eating these,
You
but
put it
man, I
over
love
there.
these
I want
fresh.
people to see.
All right,
They do a great job with their mahi.
Yeah. So
They also put in the fish and chips here as well.
Yeah. So that's what we use for predominantly it's whatever we get our hands on. It's usually mahi because there's so much around. So, but sometimes we get lucky and get some like grouper or snapper that we can do for the fish and chips or the sandwich. We try to make it. This is one of those things of like I tell all the cooks, all the guys, I'm like, make this a big piece of fish on the sandwich. I want people to be like, holy cow,
right?
Like that's
it's a hefty chunk.
It's a nice piece of fish.
Let's make it worth it and make it be known for that. Same thing with the fish and chips. Like I don't want people being able to finish it. Like that's
right.
You shouldn't get fish and chips and be like, oh, I'm still hungry.
Your fish and chips is
beautiful beer batter.
And the fries are fantastic.
Mahi. And you're getting it from some local fisher?
Yeah. We have some great little connections with some local guys and one of our distributors here locally as well too.
Local folks. And again, you can taste the difference.
Yeah.
Particularly with that fresh fish. It's great.
Yeah.
So.
It's that's the beauty of doing anything in season and local. It's funny, like food is a commodity, right? So when I lived in California for a long time as well too, and we go to the farmers markets there, and you would see like strawberries, for example, when they're in season, they're better and they're cheaper.
Right.
So,
They're plentiful.
exactly. So when they're out of season and you have a demand for strawberries, they're crappy.
Supply
And
and
they're more
demand.
money.
And they're
Scarcity
more-
means
yeah.
higher prices,
So
and
that's-
sometimes worse quality.
So like when
Exactly.
you guys start, because I know you guys do things seasonally. Not everything.
Yeah.
I get you keep some because
Yeah.
it is South Florida, so you can do stuff year round. But you and Brad are big on we're in South Florida or in Florida.
Yeah.
The seasons do change
Yep.
to some extent. Brad said there's more like
Hot-
six,
hot
six
and
to
less
eight
hot.
seasons. Brad's like there's more like 6 to 8 seasons.
Yeah.
As it goes down here. When do you start to move out, or are you already moving out of spring into summer?
Yeah. I mean, it happens pretty quick here.
Yeah.
We go from 0 to 100. So
Yeah.
like it's hot. So we start seeing a lot more corn on our menu, zucchini, tomatoes, the switch to mangoes and instead of apple and stuff like that. So it's an evolution. So like one part might change. The mango might be a long part of something, but then we might have an early spring vegetable. Like some of the like early ramps and leeks and stuff like that, and peas, the fava beans. Those are kind of spring and they have a short window. So you might see those like kind of around the same times, whereas the mango might be a little bit longer of a feature on our menu.
Hey, let's take our final break, and then we'll get out of here. We'll let Dave go back to the kitchen and get to the
hell's
great
going on
happy
here.
hour at, again, Even Keel, Las Olas, 1111 East Las Olas Boulevard. Plenty of parking, beautiful vibes, fresh breeze coming off the water here, lots of shade on the patio. Great spot for high-quality seafood and more. Every day, open 7 days.
7 days a week. Yep.
7 days a week. All right, Dave, say hi to Brad. Say hi to Chris and Mario. We appreciate you and everything, and we'll be back with more to wrap it up on the Lunchbox after this.
Cheers.
Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail, and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to eatprezzo.com. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a good bagel with Nova or some matzo ball soup, homemade knishes, or a great deli pastrami sandwich on rye, you know where I go? Grandpa's Cafe in Dania Beach. It's been around a long time, an institution, but a little over a year ago, a pair of New Yorkers came in, bought it, and refurbished the place. It's beautiful, and they are now serving great breakfast, brunch, lunch. They've got the omelets. They've got eggs Benedict. They've got all kinds of great baked goods like rugelach. Grandpa's is just off Federal Highway on Southwest 1st Street in Dania Beach. It's open 7 days. Go in there, tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course the kitchens are open late. Go there. Hey, look at me. I'm coughing. I'm by myself. And I'm ready for a vacation.
You're about to
A
go on one.
vacation of my dreams, sitting in a rental car for 8 hours. Maybe in traffic. Maybe
Just
not
leave in the
traffic.
morning, you'll be fine. I promise.
I know. All right, that's it. Lubie, you have a great
Safe
rest of the
travels,
week.
sir.
I will see you. Actually, I will be on the
Yeah, you'll
show
come on Friday.
via
video conferencing on the Friday Gulfstream show. So I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow. I mean,
We'll have
Friday.
drinks
I've mixed
in
up
our
on my
hand
days.
while
Yeah.
you're wherever the
All
hell you
good.
are Friday.
All good. Thanks, Lubie, for all your hard work.
Thank you, sir.
And everybody out there, thank you. Enjoy every chicken pate, grilled oysters, shrimp, and grits for the brunch here on Sunday. And enjoy every beautiful, fresh Mahi sandwich.